Greetings from Sweden. I'm very happy to participate in this ceremony and celebration of your contribution and dedication to the global agenda and the sustainable development goals. This is an important step towards business responsibility and supply chain contribution. So you have an impact. My name is Pernilla Eriksson. I'm working at Volvo Cars Procurement Department with supply chain sustainability and responsible business. So why am I here? Well, for many of us, this is a transformational journey. And I'm here to give you insights about Volvo Cars' transformational journey. About why sustainability is at the core of everything we do. And about our ambitions and purpose. How the supply chain can contribute and how we as businesses can take a leading role towards a more sustainable society. A big focus on sustainability makes business sense, and I will show you why. We live in a changing world, and we have the responsibility to act. Since we have been a part of this problem, we need to be a part of the solution now. And if we don't act, we are heading towards 3 degrees of warming, and even a 2 degrees of warming would have catastrophic impact of society, humanity, and the planet as a whole. And existing business policies and the commitments that are made are not enough. So we as businesses, we need to step up. And we living here on this planet today, we have the opportunity to make an impact. And we can change the direction. So there are several major factors which make a focus on sustainability critical to our future success. One is that as a contributor, we also have the responsibility to act. But we also see that the regulatory environment and pressure is increasing. We have more conscious consumers that want to buy from companies that take responsibility, both in terms of environmental responsibility and in social impact. And it also attracts talent to the company. People want to work for a company that has a strong purpose, and it attracts investors. The financial sector is more focused on sustainable companies. And we see that this also increases our profitability in terms of new business models arising within the circular economy. So it makes business sense to have a strong focus on sustainability. And it's critical to our future success. So sustainability cannot be something that is nice to have. It needs to be incorporated at the core of everything we do. So let's now look into what sustainability means for Volvo Cars. So Volvo Cars' purpose is the freedom to move in a personal, sustainable, and safe way. So it's at the core of our purpose and as important as safety to Volvo Cars. And in this transformational journey, it will require global efforts. Therefore, we need to collaborate with our suppliers, and we also need to set ambitious targets for the future. And our strategy supports the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and we have set bold ambitions to be a climate-neutral company and a circular business by 2040, and a leader within responsible business. And now you might think that we have everything figured out to 2040. But actually this will be a learning process. We have set the goal, the ambition, we know where we're heading, what direction. And of course we know a few of the steps on the way, at least short term. But as we go, we will learn a lot. One important aspect for us is also that we have aligned our emission reduction targets with the Science Based Targets Initiative. So it's in line with the goals of the Paris Agreement to limit global warming. So we're committed to reduce our impact, and we will make this global effort. And we need to collaborate with suppliers that share our values and are also committed. So let's look into the contribution of supply chains. So Volvo Cars has been recognized as a world's most ethical company. And we know that responsibility expands outside our walls. So when we look at ethical sourcing, we want transparent and traceability throughout the supply chain, and we use blockchain technology as a part of our commitment to responsible sourcing. Another important step is that we put sustainability on par with cost and quality when we select new suppliers to cooperate with. That's very important to secure a responsible supply chain. In terms of climate action, we see that the scale of impact of supply chain is increasing. And for the average company, supply chain emissions are about 11.4 times greater than the company's direct emissions. So setting targets to reduce the emissions in the supply chains will be vital, and this will require strong supply chain engagement. So the supply chain contribution for Volvo Cars, well, we have set a 25% reduction targets of our supply chain emissions to 2025. And in terms of climate action, this means that we require renewable energy at our suppliers' manufacturing sites. And renewable energy is a key solution to tackle a climate emergency. We also focus a lot on energy efficient solutions and that our suppliers actually disclose their carbon footprint so that we know where we are today and how we can set the targets going forward. In terms of circular economy, we want to increase the recycled content in our vehicles. And we want our suppliers to reduce their waste by 2025, and we also aim for closed loop solutions. There we will need to collaborate a lot with our suppliers to find those solutions. And in terms of ethical and responsible business, we will have the most responsible supply chains within the industry. And as I said, we put sustainability on par with cost and quality when we make a selection of a new supplier. We also contribute to the sustainable development of both global and local communities. So, Volvo Cars is perceived as one of the leaders within sustainability within the industry, and we're on this transformational journey. And now I'd like to share my tips to really scale the impact and take action for a sustainable future. So to become a part of the solution, we need to integrate sustainability into the core business, into this strategy. It needs to be something that is a part of our decision of every activity. So integrated within the company. It cannot be a side mission. Empower, communicate and educate internally. As an example of this, within Volvo Cars procurement, we have dedicated sustainability champions in each of our procurement teams. Since procurement is such an important function for us when we have the communication with suppliers and really to push down our supply chain emissions, we need to have a dedicated procurement organization. And then we need to dare. We need to dare to make the bold decisions. We need to show leadership in this transformation. And we might not know where we're heading, but we need to set the ambitious targets to show the direction. So we need to know where we're heading, but we might not know all the steps on the way. So the direction is super important, although we might not know every detail on how to get there. It will be a learning process. Secure ownership throughout the company is also an important aspect, that we have sub-targets and owners of these sub-targets throughout the organization. Supply chain involvement and involvement from other stakeholders is also key. It's also key to cascade the requirements that we set on the suppliers, so that our suppliers also take ownership and cascade ambitious requirements throughout their supply chain. Then we can really make a difference. And to make a difference, we also need to focus on high impact areas and initiatives that can really make an impact also on a shorter term, so we can really lower that curve. With that said, I hope that you are as eager as I am to continue to contribute to this transformational journey towards a sustainable society. Thank you and cheers!